Alright, here we are, Year 7, doing set 2 for probability. This is just some extra help if you need it with your questions. Now, I would like for you to attempt each question first, please. And then if you need some help, you can go back and watch me do it. But I want you to try it for yourself before we do anything else. Okay, question 1 says, a normal 6-sided die is thrown. Find the sample space. Now, remember the sample space is everything that can possibly happen when we roll our die. So, everything that can possibly happen. We could roll a 1, or a 2, or a 3, or a 4, or a 5, or a 6. Okay, that's all of our options. What is the probability of throwing a 1? Now, this means the probability of a 1. Okay, the probability of throwing a 1, how many times can you throw a 1? How many 1s are there on your die? Well, there's only 1. So, there's only one way that a 1 can occur. Now, out of, how many numbers are there in total? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got a 1 in 6 chance of rolling the number 1. Okay, what are the chances of us rolling a 3? Probability of a 3? Well, there is 1, 3. Okay, out of all our 6 numbers, again, there's 1, 3. So we have a 1 out of 6 chance because there's 1, 3, 6 numbers in total. So we have got a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a 3. All right, what is the chance of rolling a number that's less than 3? Now, if we have a look at our numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, how many of them are less than 3? Well, those two, 1 and 2, 1, 2. So I've got 2 numbers that are less than 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So there's 2 numbers less than 3. Out of 6 numbers in total, 2 out of 6 chance of rolling a 3. Now, we always need to simplify this. So we're not going to write 2 out of 6. We're actually going to divide the top and bottom by the same number. Now, what number goes into 2 and goes into 6? The number 2. Exactly. So let's divide top and bottom by 2. How many 2s are there in 2? There is 1. How many 2s are there in 6? There are 3. So our answer is going to be 1 over 3. Okay, E says the probability of rolling a number 4 or more. Now again, we've got our numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. How many of these are 4 or more? Well, 4 is 4 or more, 5 is also 4 or more, and 6 is 4 or more. So I've got 3 numbers that are 4 or more out of 6 in total. So I've got 3 numbers out of 6. Again, we need to simplify. 3 and 6 are both divisible by 3, so we're going to divide top and bottom by 3. How many 3s go into 3? How many 3s go into 6? Okay, question 2. A bag contains 2 blue, 1 red, and 1 green ball, and we're going to choose a ball at random. So, there's our green ball, there's our red ball, and we need 2 blue. Oops. 1, 2. All right. List the sample space. Well, the sample space is everything that could possibly happen. We could draw out a blue ball, we could draw out a red ball, or we could draw out a green ball. There's no other possibilities. We can't draw out a pink ball, or a purple, or a yellow. There's none of those in our bag. Okay, so what's the probability of selecting a red ball? How many red balls are there? Well, here's our 4 balls. One of them is red. Out of how many balls in total? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got a 1 in 4 chance of selecting a red ball. What's the probability of choosing a blue ball? How many blue balls are there? How many ways could we choose blue? Well, there's 1, 2. So I've got 2 blue out of 4 balls in total, so 2 out of 4. And again, we can simplify that to 1 out of 2. Question 3, we've got the spinner. We've got some blue, green, purple, and gold. Okay, so the sample space. What could I spin? Well, I could spin a blue, I could spin a green, I could spin a gold, or I could spin a purple. That's my sample space. That is everything that could possibly happen. What's the probability that the color spun is green? Well, the probability of spinning a green, how many greens are there? There's 1, So it's 1 out of 4 because there's 4 different options. So probability of a green, 1 out of 4. Question 4. A bag contains 5 green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8 purple lollies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One lolly is chosen at random from the bag. Find the probability that it is green. Find the probability that it's purple. Well, first of all, we need to know how many green do we have. We have 5 green out of how many lollies in total? Well, there's 5 green and 8 purple, so there's 13 in total, so 5 out of 13. Okay, and the probability of a purple is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 purple out of the total. So we've got an 8 out of 13 chance of choosing a purple. Question 5. A bag contains 3 white discs, 1, 2, 3, 1 red disc, and 4 black discs. Now, no idea what these discs are for, but that's what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's have a look how many in total. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total. Okay, 8 total discs. All right, what is the probability of choosing a white one? Well, we have 1, 2, 3 white. So there's 3 ways I could choose a white. Out of how many discs are there in total? There's 8. I've got a 3 in 8 chance of choosing a white. Probability of choosing a black is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 blacks. I've got 4 blacks out of my 8, so I've got 4 out of 8 chance of choosing black. Now you can simplify by dividing top and bottom by 4. How many 4s are in 4? How many 4s are in 8? Our answer is 1 over 2. Okay, a letter is chosen from the word mathematics. So essentially what that means is I've got cards, and on each of these cards are the letters of the word mathematics. Okay, so what you can see from these cards is that there is one of most letters. There's one S, there's one C, there's one I, there's there's 2 T's. 1 T here and 1 T here. There's 2 A's. All right, so we've got 2 of those as well. There's 2 M's. There's 1 E and 1 H. Okay, so H, E, I, C, and S, there's only 1 of, but our M, A, T, there's actually 2 of each of those. So how many numbers are there? How many letters are there in total? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 letters in total. Sorry, that's going to go on the bottom. 11 letters in total. What is the probability of choosing a H? Well, there's only 1 H, so we've got a 1 out of 11 chance of choosing a H. What is the probability of choosing an M? How many M's do we have? We've got 1, 2 M's, so 2 out of 11. There's 2 M's, 11 in total. We've got a 2 out of 11 chance of choosing an M. Okay, the probability of a vowel. How many vowels are there in the word mathematics? 1, 2, 3, 4 vowels. Okay, so A, E, A, and I. There are 4 vowels. So 4 vowels out of 11 cards in total. And the probability that our number is not a repeated number. Sorry, our letter is not a repeated letter. Okay, so how many of our letters were not repeated? Well, we had 2 M's, 2 A, and 2 T's. But our H and our E and our I and C and S are all not repeated letters. So there's 5 of them. There's 5 letters that are not repeated. So we're going to do 5 out of our total 11 letters. Okay, question 7. A letter is chosen at random from the word probability. Find the probability that the letter is. Okay, what is the probability that the letter is a P? Well, let's have a look at the letters we've got. We've got a P, an R, an O, a B, an A, a B, an I, an L, an I, a T, and a Y. Okay, so what's the probability of choosing a P? Well, I've got 1 P here, and that's all the P's I have. So I only have 1 way I could possibly choose a P. Okay, so I've got 1p. How many letters do I have in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I've got a 1 out of 11 chance of choosing the letter P. All right, probability of choosing a B. How many B's do I have? I've got 1, 2 B's. So there's 2 ways I can choose a B. We said there was 11 in total. So 2 out of 11 chance of choosing a B. What is the probability of choosing a vowel? It's going to be out of 11 because there's 11 cards. What's the probability of choosing a vowel? We have an O, an A, an I, and an I. So 4 vowels, so we have a 4 out of 11 chance. And what is the probability that it is not repeated? Okay, how many letters are not repeated? P is not repeated, R is not repeated, O is not repeated, B is, A is not, I is repeated, L is not, T is not, and Y is not. So our highlighted letters here are not repeated. The I and the B are repeated. Okay, so the probability that's not repeated, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of our 11 letters are not repeated. So 7 out of 11 chance. Okay, so now we're looking at some cards. Now cards have 4 different suits. You've got spades, clubs, diamonds, and hearts. Okay, half the deck is black, half the deck is red. A quarter of the deck is hearts, a quarter is diamonds, a quarter is clubs, and a quarter is spades. Okay, so Adam has spread out a pack of cards. He picks a card at random. What is the probability that it's a spade? Well, I just said to you there's a quarter of the pack is spades. If you have a look at each of these, there's 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 out of the 4 rows is spades. Okay, this is our row of spades here. So you can either just write the probability is 1 out of 4, straight up, or you could write, well, the probability of a spade is there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 spades. There are 52 cards in total. And if you simplify that by dividing top and bottom by 13, there is 1 lot of 13 in 13, and there is 4 lots of 13 in 52. So you'll end up again with 1 out of 4. Okay, what is the probability that we get a 4 of hearts? How many 4 of hearts are there? Well, here's our 4 of hearts, and there's only 1 of them. Okay, so there's only 1 4 of hearts. How many cards are there in total? There's 52. So we've got a 1 in 52 chance of selecting that one particular card. All right, the probability of a club. How many clubs are there? Well, this is our row of clubs. Okay, you can see again a quarter of the pack are clubs. Or look at it this way, there are 13 clubs out of 52 cards in total. These can both be divided by 13, so we're going to divide top and bottom to simplify. How many 13s are in 13? There is 1. How many are there in 52? There is 4. So 1 out of 4 chance of choosing a club. All right, a black 10. How many black 10s are there? Well, there's actually 2. There's a black 10 of clubs and a black 10 of spades. So we've got 2 black 10s. So 2 out of 52 cards in total. And that, let's halve the top and halve the bottom, gives me a 1 out of 26 chance of choosing a black 10. Probability of an ace. If you have a look at your deck of cards, you'll find there are 4 aces. So there's 4 aces in the whole pack. There are 52 cards in total. 4 out of 52. We need to simplify. Let's divide top and bottom by 4. How many 4s in 4? There is 1. How many 4s in 52? There is 13. So we've got a 1 in 13 chance of choosing an ace. All right, a green card. How many green cards are in the pack? I'm not seeing many at all. In fact, there's none. So the probability of choosing a green card is 0. There's absolutely no chance that I can choose a green card. There's no such thing as a green card. They're black or they're red. All right, probability of a number less than 10. Okay, let's count our numbers less than 10. Now, we're not going to include ace as a number, but we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers, and another 8 numbers here. and another 8 numbers here, and another 8 numbers here. So we've got 4 lots of 8. So there's actually those cards there, 32 cards that are numbers less than 10. So there's 32 cards, numbers less than 10, out of 52 in total. Now that will simplify. Divide by 4, we get 8. Divide by 4, we get 13. So 8 out of 13.